Hello, people. This is another episode of the Film Nub Podcast. My name is Ozyjeph and you know how we do it on this show. We talk film and everything filmmaking, right? So on this show, we have inspiring conversations with everybody that is involved in the process of filmmaking. Everybody. When I mean everybody, I mean everybody, right? So, but today, I have an actor on set with me. We want to look at all those things that actors go through before they hammer. So we're going to discuss what it takes to break even into the industry, into Nollywood, right? It takes a lot, really. Coming into the industry, whether passionate or not, there are challenges, there are benefits, blah, blah, blah. So these are some of the things we want to understand today. And my guest is ready because I am ready. So let's go. Ta-da! Emmanuel, Elvictor, welcome on show. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be here.
So how does it feel like being an actor? Do you like go, I'm an actor? Do you understand? Like how does that feel? Because I'm not an actor.
It's
how
kind of
feel.
a mixed feelings anyway.
Yeah.
It's not, you cannot have it you can have it the other way today, have it another way tomorrow. Today you can be so excited, wow, I'm an actor, and tomorrow you're like,
what am I doing?
What am I doing with my life?
This is boring.
So it depends on just how things are going per moment,
So what influences that feeling for you? When you get an exciting role or when you get the pay or what?
I think it has to do with your reward for your work. Like when I mean reward, I mean when you get a nice feedback from
the audience.
Yes, whether from the audience or from your director or from your colleagues and there's that feedback you get and you're like, I'm actually doing something worthwhile. Yeah. So sometimes you can just be on set and you're just, is this thing even worth it? Like, am I,
stress?
and it's just like it's not enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like it's not enough. So when you have that, that feeling of I am leaving the set empty today. I gave everything.
You didn't hold back.
I didn't hold back. I gave everything. Yeah. When you have that feeling, it can come from your own self-satisfaction. It can come from someone you really respect saying it to you. Sometimes it can just be you saying, it can be from your colleague, So it just depends. Or sometimes you can just go and that I didn't give all. I didn't give my best. So sometimes it just depends.
Have you always been passionate about acting? Have you I know some people when they were young, they've always wanted to be actors and they had to go to even school to study acting and all of that. Is that your story? Have you always wanted to do that?
About the school part, no. My parents will not allow me to do that.
Are they still in support of your career now?
Right now,
they are shifting.
Now they are shifting. But earlier they said never. Like never. But right now, we grow. What you add today might not be what you add tomorrow. True. So, most times about your zeal and your presentation, like how do you present it to them? How do you present it to your loved ones? So
true.
I really wanted their support and so I kind of presented it in a way, knowing that, okay, this is something I want to do as a career. So initially they didn't like it and I was like, okay, it's fine. But as we kept on growing, they kept on seeing my efforts to, make it work. We had that conversation. That conversation, is this what you want to use your life and do?
That time they sit you at 12 a.m. Let's talk.
We eventually had that conversation. Yeah. So one of the things that helped is that they knew that this was something that would eventually happen, right from, I was started acting before I knew what acting was. I would just stay and, I can see a movie and I just start I can just be quiet and just start,
on your own.
On my own. I'll just be soliloquizing kind of. So they just knew that it was going to happen.
But at least now the support is more. So I think it boosts the confidence. When you know that family is behind me in this. Yeah. There are challenges, quite all right. Sometimes like you said, sometimes you just ask yourself, what am I doing here? But then when you remember that there are people backing me and you just know, okay, I just keep pushing and going.
Just keep on.
Yeah, but then coming into the industry and succeeding they are two different things.
In fact, definitely they are two different things. Yeah.
So how has the journey been for you so far? First of all, do you remember the first role ever that you got?
Yeah, the first role I got was um it was this series. I'm trying to remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
It's Eve. Yeah.
Oh, you and Eve.
Yeah, Eve series.
Okay.
I was there as an extra. I played a lonely guy at the bar, drinking alone. You know,
But that was something. Yeah.
it was something. So
yeah.
that day was like I was so happy. That was my first experience with the whole. So I can't forget that day though. That was basically what he told me to do. Hey, come on,
Just sit,
just
drink.
sit here,
Drink away your sorrows.
drink away your And that day I was really lonely because I was like, ah man,
They really gave you character
they put
that-
people together. I know this one, come
Yeah,
and stay here, you
only
come
you
and stay.
want.
And me was like, just stay there at the bar drinking, just like an alcoholic, just be there on your own. So that was the first time that I got something to do on set, like acting. And that was the first
Oh,
but
then before then, how many times did you try to get a role? You went for auditions, I'm sure. I don't know if they still do physical auditions right
they,
now.
they
Very
still
well,
do
right?
physical auditions.
Okay, so
yes.
how many auditions can you count?
Ah man, I can't too. I've gone for auditions. So
Like your name is now audition.
audition.
Elvictor audition.
I've gone for audition in this life. Hey,
I think it's always the story of every actor. Like there's this, I don't go audition tire. But then you kept going.
There was even a time I told myself I was not going to do any audition again. I just went home and I was like, no, I'm done with auditions. But you just have to. You just have to keep on trying, With that moment when you're like, I'm done with this, you just get one casual call. And we liked your stuff. Can you come for a kind of a reading? And you're like, even if you do not scale through the reading, but before that they called you, my life is not as bad.
I can't be that terrible.
Not as bad, no. So I always like, so that, sometimes you can just find motivation for where you least expect. So stuff like that. So auditions is kind of, when you're coming up and all, audition might be your second name because sometimes it might be online, sometimes it can be physical. You just have to keep on trying till you get it.
But then generally though, how has it been for you, the growth? How has it been for you? I know starting is usually discouraging.
Yeah.
It's not just even for actors, even for crew members like us that are behind the scene. You people say when you are before camera 2 times, people know you. We can be behind the scene for years and nobody knows.
You're the real heroes.
So it's tougher, really. Yeah. But then how has that journey been for you? What are some of the things that you've learned on the way that you picked up and you think, okay, this is helping me grow?
Okay. The thing that has really pushed me, that has just kept me going, is my love for the craft. I wouldn't say it's getting roles is not enough to push a person. For me, getting roles is not like enough for me to keep on pushing. But that love I have for the craft, that's what pushes me. The passion, like wanting to impersonate someone, that's what we do, just that love of film and filmmaking and acting, and telling a story. That's just what has kept, pushing me, in the hard times when you don't get a call back, when you go on set or when you go for an audition and they say, oh, you don't look like the character we want, you're not tall, you're not this, you're not that, you're like, can I just get to audition? And they're like, no, you can't audition. You don't look like what we want.
Go home.
Just go. It's crazy. There's a time I went for an audition and they just called, we were like 4. They just called us out and they told us to line up and we just kind of lined up and they just say, you, going for the audition. You can go home. And I was part of those people that they pointed to go home. I didn't even get to audition. I didn't know what to say. I was like, I just went home. Yeah. We just go home and cry and clean your tears and you're like,
next call.
To the next one and so that's how it's
I think
just
the whole
love.
thing breeds resilience as
you have to find it from within. You have to find it from, because actually sometimes even after you get the role, it doesn't end there. You have to deliver.
True.
And delivering doesn't just come from you being happy that I got this role. It's work. Having a role is work. Getting selected is work. So you have to let that passion, that love for the craft push you to, achieving the best.
Okay, so let's talk about delivering the role.
Yeah.
Right. So you've gone for auditions, you've gotten the role. Now it's time to deliver, right? How do you prepare?
Okay, so because I started on stage, there is like a pattern I already have. Most times is, practicing in an open space. It
So
can
like in
be a
your room
room.
now,
Yeah, it
you're
can be a
just
room. I'm just alone there, and I just memorize, personalize, meditate. Meditating is very important because sometimes you're just sitting and you're just getting to know this person that you're going to play. Because you check your heart. Is there any do I judge this character in any way? Is there anything I have against this character?
because you're about to be the
Because yeah,
character.
you're about to be this guy,
Yeah.
and you're like, do I have any thing against? Is there anything that would deprive me from, making this role real?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I just stand and meditate, and I take off everything. It doesn't, it might be a bad guy. And for you to really show a bad guy, you have to
You have to be a bad guy.
be a bad guy. And if you're judging the bad guy,
How then do you
how
become
do
the
you
bad guy?
become the bad guy?
Exactly.
That's nice.
Eh.
So, kind of stuff. So that's
Yeah.
just kind of how the process goes. Practice and just keep on practicing. There's no time you can say, okay, I'm good. Till you're on set. Sometimes you can get on set, and due to that your meditation, you just get this idea that will make this come
the
alive
moment,
more, stuff like that. So you have to take your time to like personalize who this person is,
But
personalize
if it takes all of this time, to practice, to meditate, get into this character, I'm then wondering, all of these actors that are like booked all year, when do they have the time to do all of this? Because this thing you're saying takes in my head though. I'm not an actor, I don't know. But then it takes days. I'm thinking it's not like today, tomorrow thing. You need time.
See, actually,
So how do they do it? All this, you're on set today, you're on set tomorrow, you're on set every day. How do you people have time to do all of this practice?
This is our job. This is our job. And like every other job, you have to be prepared. That's why you have to. There's supposed to be something that push you apart from
Just
getting
the
a role
script,
or stuff. It's just like asking a doctor. When you have sometimes don't you have like 3 surgeries a day? Don't you get have like 4 surgeries a day?
cope?
How do you cope? Stuff like that. Though sometimes I'm kind of skeptical about having multiple, different shoots coming together, because sometimes you might not have the time to actually give your best. But at the same time, I feel like you should be prepared. You should not wait till, you should have that mindset of this can come at this moment and I should be able to deliver.
So do you have like characters in your mind you just play all the time? So whether there's a script or not, so you create characters in your head and begin to
wow. You have to do. See, this sometimes when you say you're an actor, people just like you're just catching crews and stuff
you're acting
like that.
every day, whether you're on set or not.
So whether you're on set, that's why when you get booked multiple times, sometimes it's not like a big deal to you because this is your lifestyle. Acting is just like a career to you. It's now like your lifestyle. So sometimes I can just be seated and you just see me smiling and I'm just like talking to myself and people around me are like,
is this guy okay?
So sometimes something I used to do when I was young, I still do it today. I can just watch a movie and I'll just imagine, what if I'm this guy? How am I going to
play this character?
Yeah. So when I'm having that conversation with myself, you just see me just giving some mannerism and I'm just changing the way I see it and I'm just like, and it's happening in real time. And people are seeing that. Sometimes I just get myself, I'm like, oh, chill. Stuff like that.
This is public place.
So when you get booked like that, if you're prepared, actors differ. There are some actors that can't work like that.
Yeah.
When you see the outcome, you will know that this person do not give and all. But there are some actors that, man, we just bring out stuff
ready,
like that.
Always ready.
But make sure you have some rest.
Make sure
you have some rest.
Rest is important.
Rest, time to meditate and think about why you're doing what you do.
Yeah.
Because always just going on set, going on set, you get calls. Sometimes you just get distracted. You lose the idea of why you do what you do. That's very important. So,
So this is what I always wonder. Right? Thank God I'm talking to an actor, so I can ask all my questions. Right? So how do you switch? So Emmanuel is going to work, and when he gets on set, he's going to switch into Kenneth.
Okay.
Right? So Kenneth has his problems, challenges. Kenneth is a different guy. Emmanuel is a different guy. So at what point, I don't know how you guys do this thing, on set, at what point do you change? Because I know between cut and action is like this. So what happens up here that makes you do that switch? How do you guys do that?
So like just that switch. Yeah. Well, I would say most times depends though. Differs. Sometimes it's practice. Just practice. Consistently practicing. You'll be able to just switch when you need to switch and be yourself when you need to be yourself.
If I tell you to cry now, can you cry? Like, I want to see that. Like,
I know you're getting there. I know you must tell me. Out of everything to do is cry. Why?
Because
out of everything to do is
okay, don't worry, you will not cry today.
Why now? So,
but then this thing I'm asking, it fascinates me. Like, because I go on set, I'm seeing actors, we are gisting, we're gisting with this actor, and the next day, okay, let's shoot, everybody's ready, action. The person starts wailing, like, what? We just started laughing, like, what's going on?
So it's just
amazing what you guys do.
Okay,
really.
I watch football, and there's this guy. His name is Balotelli. Now, he was asked a question because there was a way he does his celebration. When he scores, he just stands. He doesn't celebrate. He just keeps walking like nothing happened. Yeah. And people were like, when people score, they celebrate. When they score a goal, they celebrate. He said that celebrating always doesn't make sense to him. When you score, you celebrate. That's his job.
He's supposed to score.
When a teacher teaches, do you give the teacher a standing ovation? You're like, You're like, you did well, but this is your job.
We expect this from you.
So he's like, this is what I am paid to. This is why I'm a footballer, to score goals. So when I score goals and we act like I just did something
unimaginable.
Maybe if I was a tennis player and I scored goals, you guys can't, stuff like. So that was kind of like his mindset. According to the story I heard, that was like. So sometimes when you're like fascinated about that stuff, I'm like, this is my job. It's just like asking a neurosurgeon, how did you do this brain surgery? And it's like, I read this.
This is what I do.
So that's like my job. When I go on set, I can laugh with you and play with you. But I know that I'm about to play a guy that has trauma. So
thank you for saying that.
So even if I laugh and I joke, but it depends. Some actors from their way to set, sometimes from their way to set, they're already in the mood because they feel like they don't want to be distracted and all.
I've worked with a lot of actors. They just, from the moment they walk in, everybody knows this one is
there are roles I will play. The kind of roles I will play as a person. From my way on set and everything, I kind of embody that mannerism. It helps me. And there will be some times I'll just be free. Just play, talk and all. Depends on how your spirit leads you to do at the moment, So when you know that it's going to help you, you do it. So this is our job. We are paid to do this. We are expected to do this. We have a message to pass. And if you don't pass that message adequately, you've not done your job. So you have to know that, okay, fine. I know, I can play and be nice and do all those stuff. There's a reason I'm here. That should be in your mind. So don't let that trauma go. Let that trauma still be in your mind and all those stuff. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes the makeup, you're talking about crew and sometimes when the makeup come and just like tries to brush me up or make me look like a kind of character, I feel like that's the time for me. I kind of start.
I heard someone say that.
Maybe they just sometimes. So it depends on the actor. Do you understand? Sometimes that is when the actors like starts getting into the stuff. So most times, but basically, I feel like every actor should always be practicing. So when you practice, it doesn't matter your activity for the day, you're always ready to deliver and give your best because you know that if you don't, you're not going to pass the message
What is
rightly.
most challenging about what you guys, about being an actor? What is most challenging? Okay, this may differ for different people, but for you, what is most challenging?
For me, as an actor,
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
saying generally as an actor,
Yeah, generally though, but then as a person, as this is my career, what do I find most challenging as Emmanuel? What is most challenging for you as an actor? Yeah.
what is most challenging for me? There are plenty.
Should we give top three?
Okay, but joke aside, what is most challenging for me is prep time. I don't like impromptu. I like it when you give me time to
prepare.
prepare. Because I feel like I enjoy spontaneity,
Yeah.
but I feel like as an actor you need time.
To be able to
Because when you
into
get on
character.
set, everything is counting. The clock is ticking.
Yeah.
They might be at a place where they need to do this and live here. You need to be at this location at this time. You need this. So you don't really have that. You just need what the kind of mindset on set is to deliver.
Yeah.
So before you get on set, you have to be ready. So I don't, something I find challenging is when I don't have that much time to prepare. When it's just impromptu. I like having my time to prepare, study, meditate, and all those stuff. So I think that is one of the challenging things as an actor. And this one is not just me. One of the challenging things for actors, especially coming up actors, is getting roles. Getting roles. Wow. So if I said everything and I don't say getting roles, some actors go block me for road.
Like, why did you had the mic? You had the mic and you did not mention that one.
Getting roles. Yeah. Impromptu. I love my time for preparation. And another challenge is getting roles. Getting roles, I'm not gonna lie, is really difficult. Because everybody, it's like these days, everybody wants to be an actor. Everybody wants to go into the entertainment industry. Both those that have passion, both those that somebody said I can act. They don't even know if they can act, but somebody just said I can act.
Everybody's here.
It's just competitive, or sometimes you're it's not like you're not talented, but you don't look like the character. Sometimes you look like the character, but
there are other people that look like the character.
People that look like the connection and connection. You're like, there's something that was this. My sister, I don't know I have a sister that is very forward. Like, she will tell you bluntly. So so sometimes I'll be like, man, I'm going for this role and it's really hard. She'll just tell me, you're going for a role that 1,000 people is going for. She will just start explaining to me, let me break this down for you.
You look like this.
No, she's not, mostly she's just like, do you know that you're the only one, the only people that are looking for that role, you might be the only one that don't know anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
You might be the only one that don't know anybody. Maybe that's why your own is taking time. If you had, somebody that could take you
by the hand,
and you will not be suffering. Sure. She used to tell me, so most times it's getting roles. You might really want to play this character. You can play this role, but getting the role is very difficult. In Nollywood, getting roles is difficult. Every day there are new actors coming in. If you dealt with 1,000 people today, tomorrow they increase to 1,500. People that want to go for audition, you're just like, where do I? You go for audition, you see like 1,000 people, you see 500, you see 2,000. You just sometimes the people that organizes it, they can't even attend to everybody.
True.
They'll be like, oh, you come tomorrow, come next tomorrow, and also getting roles in Nollywood is really hard. That's why you have to give your best when you have the opportunity.
Yeah, I feel like what I see most people do is just like you mentioned, they create these characters, they film themselves playing these characters, and they just push it out there. And I've seen a lot of people, I've even casted people myself. From what I saw, I think this person will be fine with this role. So I don't know. So is that something that you do? This is a challenge that we have established. How then are you able to kind of overcome that? Or can you even overcome this? But what are you doing to be able to put yourself out there to get roles?
Okay, so basically, I have they call it's monologues
Yeah,
mostly. That's what
monologue,
so
yeah.
I have monologues. I just go to a studio and I do a monologue because you don't know when the opportunity will come. Somebody will say, "Hey, I need your work, I need your tape, I need your acting reel. I need this, I need that." So I have them there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to in acting before you even become the celebrity that you are. You sometimes you spend money, a lot of money into
Going to
your craft.
events,
You go for mono. You get this. You just don't want to do it with your phone because you know that
one quality.
so you want to go to a studio, you pay for that, you get sometimes you pay for a whole acting reel,
Wow.
sometimes you go to the extent of doing a resume. I'm like, so that was one that I like, resume, really?
To act.
Really? Resume? They're like, yeah, it's a thing. Resume. I was like, wow. So you now have to do a resume, and now it's now becoming more because of the
Competition is
competition.
high.
So I'm see, because me, I'm more of the practical than the written. So most of my effort has been my craft, like how. So I do so because you can have the best resume, but you cannot deliver your stuff like that. So most of what I do, how I'm trying to overcome this is mostly I do monologues and I just put out there. I go for auditions when I can because I feel like every audition is not for everybody. You know the one that is for
Definitely.
you and you go for it. Sometimes you're just taking a risk and also you go for auditions, you connect.
True connections.
You can you cannot in acting you cannot be all by yourself.
Yeah. In filmmaking generally.
Filmmaking generally, you cannot be all by yourself. So you connect, you have one or two. Sometimes it might not be a big movie. You can just be talking to a friend and be like, there's something I want to do. I have this, you have I have the equipment, you have the talent.
Let's come together.
Let's just do a collaboration. Most time, from there, people can see your work and they're like, okay, I like this guy. Then from there you do a bigger one, and that's how you
grow.
You grow. So most times it's about putting yourself out there.
True.
Connecting. There's this role, my first ever speaking role on screen was the Johnsons. So I played for an episode. I was like kind of the center of that episode. So how I got it was I just saw we need so person to play this role and we need your monologue. So
you sense it.
but I was like, I get monologue.
I have plenty. Which one do you want?
I press my phone.
Which one do you want?
Send your monologue, send your picture.
Yeah.
I just sent it. Before I know it, somebody called me and said, your picture is on a group. They said they have picked you for the Johnsons and also. That's how I got that my first speaking role. And the second one was still on Instagram. I sent my my monologue. So look for ways to put yourself out there. It will be hard. There are people that will neglect your work. Yeah, and you might not look like what they want, but the most important thing is how to fight this is by putting yourself out there.
Sure.
If they don't call you, you sometimes as an actor, you mustn't always wait for somebody to hand you a script. You mustn't always wait. You can create a story. Like me, I've written a script myself and I plan to shoot it. I'm not going to wait for somebody I plan to shoot it.
Yeah.
So that's a way of putting myself out there. So as I'm trying to get jobs, I'm also pushing myself. The next opportunity I have, I'll also do another monologue, connect with people, try as much as possible. There's an event I went for recently and it was an actor that was organizing it. I'm not going to tell you what the event is about. It's kind of embarrassing. So it was I might still tell you though.
Okay. Okay.
No, I'm not telling you. But so he organized the event and I went there and I just seen actors and talking and this one tell you about their challenges. Just even if you've not gotten a role yet, you just have that. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So that's another way. Just keep putting yourself out there. You cannot do this by just isolating yourself. They don't want me now. Now connection, everybody now connection. Now you just go and let that even inspire you the more. Let that push you the more. So me, I told myself, if you don't give me a role, I'll create my own.
True.
It might take me time. It might take me money.
A lot of people actually grew that way, creating roles themselves, giving themselves lead in their own films.
Yes,
and before you know it, people started calling them for jobs.
That is sometimes it's not everybody will get calls. And from that call, you get your big break. Sometimes you will work, you will put effort, you will do your own stuff, you will spend money, you will time, cry.
I
You will
think the
be
passion just keeps
everything.
carrying us
It's
because it's
just
not easy.
so most times just putting yourself out there is one of the way to really fight.
Is there a particular character you so desire to play? I don't even know. Do you actors kind of sit down like, oh, I want to play a madman? Like, I see people put it out on Twitter like,
See,
I want to play this character.
I don't like saying like I want to play this particular character because I feel like it kind of limits me.
You want whatever is put on my
There's
table.
something I saw on these guys. One guy on Instagram. There's something I saw as his bio, something like that. You know that place that you have to just put like a short note of what you are.
Yeah.
You know? And the guy said this thing. And since that time, I'm like, man, people, they think, oh. He said, there are 8 billion people on earth. Guess how many characters I can play?
Whoa.
8 billion. I was like,
That's crazy.
oh, so you cannot see. So I don't really have that. There's a time I went on set and I met Ikemowo. And it was a commercial, actually.
Yeah.
So people were taking pictures with him. And I just like, no, I need more than a picture. So I met him. I literally knelt down, or I kind of stooped.
Yeah.
So I told him, sir, I want to know, how can I be authentic? And he just told me, whatever you do, do it in a way that is authentic. Like, do it your way.
Your way.
You know, do it your way.
Way that only you can do it.
Something that only you. Say he knows that there are some people that are trying to act like him. No, or Sophia trying to do that. That he has told one person. There's one person he knows that has to do that. And he told the person, find your niche.
You're not Sophia. You're not me.
You're not me.
Yeah.
So even if you're good, you will still be under my shadow.
True.
You know, you will not get that limelight. You will not get, even if you go up, you will still be under my shadow. So find your own niche. If you don't laugh like me, don't try to laugh like me.
Laugh like
If you don't cry like me, don't try to cry like me. You have your unique way of crying. That is why people will call you later. If they call you later because you cried like me, then you're living under my shadow. So he said, do things according. So if you get a madman today, do it the way you want to. Sometimes the directors might want some specific way, but mold it in a way that you know that is authentic to you, because that's another way you can be it. Because now you're not trying to be somebody else, you're that person.
Yeah.
Because you've personalized it. So that's basically it. You have to just not just pick one, say this is the one I want to play. Know that so many things will come your way, then find a way to put yourself there and say, okay, this is who I am now, and you play it. That's just basically.
So as an actor, you don't want to be stereotyped.
I don't want to be stereotyped. I don't want to be recently, like, there's one stereotype that is kind of coming my way, and I'm like,
don't try it.
Don't try it. And I don't mind. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe, who knows? But it's kind of like a psychopathic kind of person.
Where is that coming from?
Like there's one I did. It was a series. Still psychopathic. One guy. Even the one that I did with just kind of like a guy that they say this guy is crazy. You know, this kind of psychopathic guys. Say this guy is a psycho kind of. So, but at the same time, I try to. There's a time that somebody wanted to stereotype me to somebody that is always emotional on set or on film, and he's like, you did not cry today. What's up? You know that kind of.
True that some
people are not emotional today.
In a film, you just know tears.
So I was like, I want to be somebody that you can. If you think about a happy person, Elvictor Emmanuel comes to your mind. You think about a sad person, Elvictor Emmanuel comes to your mind. You think about a crazy person, Elvictor Emmanuel comes to your mind.
Wow.
I want to be that person. I don't want to be that person only when you think about this. I want to be that person that I'll always come to your mind as long as it has to do with playing a role. That is so that's what I'm working towards. That guy, just that I don't want to steal his lines. If not, I would have carried it too and put 8 billion people.
But I think at least that inspired you.
Yeah, that inspired me.
So you play stage and you also do screen.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know how stage people transition to screen. I don't know which is easier, screen to stage or stage to screen. But then you do both simultaneously, right?
Yeah.
So how do you find the balance? Which one is more, I don't know. I think stage should be harder.
No, stage to me, I don't feel stage is harder. Maybe it's because I've done stage longer than I've done
screen.
film. But for me right now, I think screen is kind of harder. Maybe because I started on stage since I was 14. I've been doing stage till now. So it's not, I'm kind of used to, but screen, something about screen is that it has to do, the this is the slightest details. You want to
Details,
get it.
yeah.
There's a time that the camera is just at your face. It
Close
wants
up
to
is
see.
it's really close.
Yeah, it wants to see how your chin is going up and down. It wants to see how your
Yeah.
eyes blinking. It wants to see the way you started crying, like how those
How the
tears
tears
formed and all those stuff.
Yeah.
But stage sometimes is not like that. You know, stage is more about your mannerism and your way of putting those words together and delivering it. You know, people don't get to see most times that those details they see in film. So acting sometimes requires you to put, I say acting, screen acting sometimes requires you to put more details than stage. Stage needs energy. Stage mostly is about energy. There's a way you talk when you're on stage, even if you're emotional, and you know, most and this thing has helped me too on screen. You know, there's the guy that I usually work with. Then he told us something. He said it's not making a mistake, because then we used to, you know, when you go on stage, there's no cut.
No cut though.
When you do that thing, it's over. It's, you know, I've had my biggest embarrassment like that because I was going on stage and I made a mistake. So, but then I didn't learn it. But I told myself it's not happen again. But I didn't. So it's when I got to the university and I was with this drama team called Drama, and the man he said something. He said it's actually him that actually brought me to Lagos too.
Wow.
You know, so he said we call him Papaima. You know this church setting and all. So he said, making a mistake is not the problem, it's making it obvious.
Making the mistake obvious.
Yes.
Wow.
So he said, don't be scared to miss your lines. Because that was our fear. Most time we were like, man, this line, see how this line plenty, oh boy.
And you carry it and there's no cut.
And you're acting and you know, you cannot make any mistake. And he said, he's like, if you make a mistake, Make sure
we don't know.
You're the one that know you made a mistake. Don't let your audience. So making a mistake is not a problem. We are all humans. It's making it obvious that is a problem. So when you get on stage, do your work. And if you make a mistake, cover it up. Don't let your audience see your mistake. In fact, use your mistake to your advantage. And I did that. So to me now, I'm kind of like used to the whole stage setting. You know, but the screen is still what I'm learning, because sometimes you feel like you're giving your best and director is like, cut. What did you just do? and the thing really, I really affects. I'm like,
what did you just?
You're now getting emotional. It's not like, and then you respond. You say, sir. He's like, you see this sir. You said it's the sir I wanted to hear, but you're not, you know, stuff like that.
I want the intensity.
And it's really stage, because I grew up with stage.
Yeah.
When I go on set, sometimes I see the set as my stage. There's some directors I had to stop that, you know, because he's like, look, just calm down, you know. There's this director that always said that when there's this series I was working with Royal Arts. So he said, calm down, talk to me. Then I'll start talking to him. Say, this is how I want you to talk. He's like, I'm about to tell somebody, how are you doing? You know, I'm just like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, how are you doing?
The moment you hear action,
it's as if he's like, so I'm like, my God, I can't forget. That man really puts me on.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, talk to me. He will just be like, cut. You see him holding himself. And you say,
don't let me explode.
He said, tell me how you're doing. How are you doing? I was saying, how are you doing, sir? He said, fine. Tell this person how you're doing. Action. I'm like, how are you? I'm like, so that kind of like an influence from this stage. So right now I'm still learning. I don't think it's the time you say I've learned everything. You know, there's some roles you get. It requires more than just meds. Sometimes you have to emaciate. You have to look thin. Sometimes you have to look fat. Sometimes you lose sleep because there's a kind of look you want to have, and it just depends. So I would say stage has really helped me see my mistake, especially when it has to do with screen. So I love the fact that I had that foundation from stage, because it's kind of what is giving me morale
right
to do
now.
this screen thing, you know. Yeah,
which is good. I've always heard people that having to tone it down when it comes to screen. It's always a challenge for people that are transitioning from stage, because they are used to shouting, screaming, project. Exactly. But now, we can hear you, brother.
Like you literally have a mic.
Sound man.
He's like, don't blind. I say blind. Don't deafen this guy. We can hear you. You know?
Yeah, so it's but then I think it will get to a point where you can master both.
Yeah.
So when the camera is before you on screen, you're there. If
Right now,
on
it's
stage,
not. I've learned to like know where I am at the time, and most times, I think that solution is just the solution. Most time I feel is just from the director. Just listening to what the director
Director
has to say.
saying, yeah.
Sometimes you might be on stage and the director will tell you, you have a mic on you because there are stage mics too. It's like you have a mic on you. You don't have to overdo it. Just talk, and the audience will hear you. There are speakers. They will hear you. You know, me, I started from stage. You know, those stage that, there's no mic. Oh.
you have
They have to talk in a way. The last
and
person
the
on the
person
hall.
at the back will shout, we
We
can hear you.
can't hear. Voice. And I'm like, no. I started with all those passing the mic. You act. You say, you Nkechi. Nkechi, give me back. You know, all those stuff. So sometimes it depends. Sometimes just listening to what the director has to say. Sometimes, I don't know, people might underestimate the work of the director. They feel like I'm an actor. I know it.
Yeah.
You know, I've prepared. Sometimes you can prepare and go and sit down. The director say, I don't want all this. Just do this. And sometimes you realize that when you do it,
it comes out so nice.
So sometimes on set, you might meet a director that will say, I don't want this too much, man. I know you are on stage and you want to express yourself, but just calm down.
Yeah.
I want you to do this like this. And when you listen to him, you see that it works out. Sometimes on set too, the director might actually want you to do all those things you do on stage. And, you know, and you see that you're too calm, you're too still,
give me
you're
energy.
free, stuff. So sometimes I think the way to solve this most times is listening to your director. Assistant director too sometimes can have an idea. That's why he's the assistant director. Like him too have an idea. The director will have an idea. So that's why you have those people there working with all those people behind the cameras to direct you. You know, sometimes your face might be too squeezed in front of the camera. You know, sometimes it might be too smiling. It depends. Yeah. So most times it's just listening to the people around you. Sometimes it might be your co-actor that is noticing something and it's like, I feel like, sometimes just those little conversations is what helps most times too.
But have you had to play with an actor that kind of made you feel small? I know some people can overdo things.
Man.
Like, so you're an upcoming actor, you're playing with this person that has got more experience, has played more roles, and then the way the person is talking to you, you just know this one is just bringing me down to my knees. Have you had such experience?
I will not say this was an intimidating experience, but it kind of made me question my craft.
Like that moment, or what am I doing?
Do I even need to call names? Do I need to call?
Maybe not.
No, so I was acting with this actress, well known, and I was a robber, an armed robber, like a bad guy. So I was supposed to be rough. I was, robbing her and all, so I was supposed to be rough. And after we shot like once or twice, she called me and she said, I'm not scared. That's what she told me. Because I'm supposed to scare her, rob her. Or she just called me and said, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I was like, That's what she was so calm about it. You know that sassy kind of. She was like, I'm not scared. At first I was like, what? Then she calmed down and explained it to me. Make me scared. I don't want to act like I'm scared. I want to be really scared. Auntie, this is not the voice I was using to talk to her because I don't think anybody will get scared with this voice.
It's actually suiting,
so
we are enjoying the voice.
I was all about you. How fun! I was already doing something that I was trying to be somebody. So, and I was trying not to injure her because I was going to get her chain. And I didn't want to enjoy, you're trying to draw chain, draw skin and join, stuff like that. So she told me, I'm not scared. Wow. I did it again. She still told me, I'm not still scared.
I said, can you help me out here? We are in this together.
She was like, I want you to be aggressive.
Wow.
No, well, the last time I did it, I met her. She said, yeah, you're getting there.
Still getting.
You're getting there.
Wow.
Director was there, freestyle. Yes, again. I think that was the only time I know I've met, somebody that is known in the industry that kept me at the edge. Because most times, and sometimes I feel like it's actually nice in a good way because you have to have those challenges for you to sit up. You might feel like you got it.
Yeah.
So eventually I had to as we kept on doing, she kept on telling me those things. I kept on putting more fire. And eventually she told me, well, I think you did your best and you
we
got
can do
there.
this
She
now.
never gave me
Thumbs up.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
But from then I realized that just be prepared to do like you're about to die. We die here.
Yeah.
Serious stuff. Stuff. So sometimes you might think you're doing enough, but it might just not be enough. You might feel like you're doing your best, but that best is not enough. So I still took the good part from it.
Yeah, of course.
I not take it like a criticism to intimidate me to think that I can't act. I just took it like I can do better. I took it the good way. I mean, she was not like insultive about it. She was just pushy about it.
Yeah.
So I just took the push, and every time they called me again, I
Went
gave
back.
extra aggression. The lady that even called me for the shoot, I think she's the production manager.
Yeah.
She called me and said, wow, that she was looking at the screen. That when she saw my veins, I was not joking.
The veins are out.
At least that one she gave me some. She's like, when I saw your veins, Elvictor, hey,
Wow.
I saw your veins. No, I knew that you were not joking. I was like, this lady don't know what that actress has told me in that place. So yeah, that's one experience I know I will not forget in a while, because I felt like I was doing enough, but called me and kept on saying the same thing, and I kept on giving my best. So
Okay. So we are both in the industry. We know the challenges, right? Let's not even go into the challenges because we will sleep here. So what is that one thing? I think I'm going to ask everybody that comes on this show, because I feel like this is the way for us to kind of bring solution to the many problems that we already know exist.
Yeah.
So what is that one thing, or if you think, maybe one thing that you think if we begin to do as filmmakers, actors, filmmakers, that would really help the industry move forward? What is that thing?
All right, this is my unbiased.
Very unbiased
My
opinion.
unbiased opinion. I feel like we should be more open to new talents.
More open to new talents. Wow. Okay.
Sometimes it might not be what you think. I feel like people get more comfortable with what they are used to. And when you're a new face and people don't really know you, sometimes they might try to think you might not make this film what they want.
Yeah.
So I feel like the industry should be more open to new talents. Yes, I know you have somebody already in mind.
Yeah.
I know there's somebody you think
give someone a chance.
Give new people a chance. It's not, sometimes I know you want to call this person for the promotion of your film. This face is, of course, I also tell sometimes when I see actors criticize, especially actors that are coming up, about those faces that they always use. I'm like, if you're in the shoes, wouldn't you be happy that you're calling your face every time to use?
Exactly.
So
yeah.
So at the same time, I feel like we should, the industry, the executive producers, the directors, the casting directors needs to be more open to new talent. I know there are people that are already doing it, but it's not enough. There are still very few people. So we need to be, even you might just give the person a chance. Some people are really tired trying to do something, do this acting thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there's just somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that eventually
the process
gets
is
it.
a bit discouraging.
So that's discouraging.
Yeah.
Sometimes just give. I know, okay, we know this person has just 100 followers on Instagram, but at least the person is good. Give the person a chance. I know when the person posts on their Instagram, the trailer, I don't need 20 people might see it, but give the person a chance. So most of those celebrities started from the little way. It's just like you're going for a job. And they say, what's your experience? And you're like, sir, I just graduated. And like, if I go to this is my experience I'm coming to have,
Yeah.
So sometimes you want to apply for a job, for a role, and you categorically, let me not soup. And you see it plainly written there.
Yeah.
If you have less than this number of followers, don't apply.
Wow. So it's no longer about the craft.
Sometimes it's not. Yeah, most times I think we are moving to that period where it's not about can this person deliver. Can this person promote my film? Can this person promote my film that people will see it? So it's not just about. There are many people that have the promotion. They can promote your film and they're talented too.
True.
But it shouldn't be only based on who can promote my film, the faces that people will want to watch. That person that people love their faces is because somebody gave them a chance.
Right.
So I think one of the ways is that we should be open. You don't have to know this person. The most important is that this person can deliver this role and you'll be satisfied with it. You don't have to know the person. You don't have to be your cousin or your friend or your this or your that. Just give the person a chance. I think this is one thing that will move the industry forward. I've brought my sister up in this conversation. She said that she gave me a statistics that out of in Nollywood that we only use 10% of our talents.
10. Wow.
That we only use 10% of our talents.
That's something that we need to look into.
I was like, at first I was kind of, what do you mean we only use 10%? She said, that's what we only use 10%. Out of all the actors do you know how many people study theatre art every year? How many people go to acting schools? How many people do? We only use in Nollywood 10% of our talents. And that's very discouraging. And out of that 10%, the 5% merely gets paid what they are worth. You get?
True.
So we need to do better when it comes to bringing people into this industry. Let it not be, I love the fact that Nollywood is going far. Like we are really breaking grounds but at the same time we need people that we not just do, because now what this thing is causing is everybody now wants to be an actor to be famous.
Yeah.
But it's not just about being famous, it's all about passing a message, like delivering that role, giving that. So now you see people that can't really act, but they're like, I want to be famous. So I think we need to include people that their faces are not known, those people that barely even have a social media presence. Let's more be skill based than popularity based. It will make you popular, and when you get popular, you get more calls. But if you don't get that call, you will not be popular. Those popular people was because they were given a chance. So I feel we should give new people a chance.
The message is really passed. Give new talents a chance.
That's just it.
Oh my God, it has been an amazing time.
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice.
Do you want to come back?
Of course. Tomorrow, I feel come here like this.
Oh my God, this has been amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, this is something I love to do, and the reason is simple. As filmmakers, we need to also promote the work we do.
Yeah.
So they recommend a film for us.
They plenty.
I know one. One.
No, you cannot tell me one. It's not fair.
Okay, 2.
Why you like this? Me will get 10. Top 10.
Okay, from that top 10, list is toppest 2.
Okay.
And also tell us why you want us to see the film. Yes, now, because we need to know why. Why are you recommending that film? Recommend the film, tell us where we can see it and why you're recommending it.
Okay. So.
This is the time that drums roll.
Okay, I'm going to tell you one film.
Okay.
I want people to watch this movie, Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Okay.
I feel like it addresses a lot of problems, especially family problems.
Yeah.
And I loved the acting. For actors, like I loved the Blossom, Chukwujeko, Adedeswa really killed that role. I'm a huge fan of Blossom. I also enjoyed the trade. I'm just,
you chipped in another one.
I also
see what you
enjoyed the
did
trade.
Yeah.
I know. So Knocking on Heaven's Door is awesome.
Good one.
It's a good one.
Where is it showing right now? I don't think it's on.
I think they recently released it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think they recently released it, or maybe we need to verify. But I think they recently released it on YouTube.
Okay. So Knocking on Heaven's Door. That's your. I know you want to add another one. I know you just want to chip in another one. But
it's not fair. This one. How will you be saying one?
Okay,
You know the kind of movies.
No, don't worry. Because if you give us 20, don't give us Netflix edition. When we get to Netflix and we are confused, So okay, but if there is another one, one more,
okay,
what would that be?
Watch this movie.
I think I'm just imagining the selection going on in your head.
I'm just like, those selection process that you're like, what do I give them? Okay, she's having a baby. It's on YouTube.
She's having a baby. That's the name of the film.
Yeah, she's having
It's
a
a
baby.
sentence.
Yeah,
I love how we
she's
name films in
having a
this
baby.
country. She's having a baby.
I had a brief. I was in that movie for like a brief time, like
Okay.
I featured kind of. So it's kind of, it has comedy and all.
Okay.
I just want people to see it.
Okay.
Just
So it's on
have a
YouTube.
good watch.
All right.
You're the one that will have to
Decide if.
decide if it's
Okay.
What if you don't like knocking on heaven's door? Thunder.
No, Thunder is not finding anybody. No, I've seen Knocking on Heaven's Door. It was a good story.
It was
It's a
good.
good
So
story, yeah.
she's having a baby. Yeah, it's another one. I want people to just see me briefly, see me do some crazy stuff. Like,
Wait, is that the reason you recommend it?
yes.
Ah, this is the guy on that
you think I'm
podcast
going to
now.
tell you a movie and I'll tell you the one that I this one.
I get it. Okay, people, please watch. She's having a baby, at least for Emmanuel's sake.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, really. I've really had a swell time discussing with you. I think I've laughed a lot.
Wow. You have to. This the problems are too much. We need to laugh.
Let's laugh. Oh my God. So it has been an amazing time. And this has been the Film Nub Podcast. My name is Ozyjeph. We have come to the end of today's episode. I wish we can continue though, but then we have to wrap.
Yeah,
we have
we
to.
have to.
All right, guys. I'll see you again in the next episode. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.